way, my name's E.T. from the Dice Matrix.
My name is Tim, or I'm also known as Crabok from Crabok.com or YouTube/Crabok and CRABBOK.
I'll find a link and put it in my description and subscribe to this guy.
Yeah, it's so what we do is
teach me Keyforge.
We're going to learn Keyforge. Now, every deck in Keyforge is completely unique. You're going to have a unique deck back, a unique color, a unique image, with 3 different factions. There are 7 factions in the game, but each deck will only have 3, 12 of each card. There are going to be different types. It's very, very similar to Magic the Gathering. This game was designed by Richard Garfield, so you're going to have creatures, you're going to have spells, which are called actions, which basically you play them and then they go away. You're also going to have a reference card here. And then you're also going to have artifacts and basically enchantments or the upgrades that can go on creatures, but those are more rare. The main 2 things you're going to be playing is actions, or spells basically, and creatures.
Gotcha.
All right. Now, the key for this game is we're each going to draw 6 cards. And the thing is, you're going to be able to specify one of your 3 houses.
To play.
So I might say, all right, beginning of my turn, I'm going to declare Untamed. I can only play and use and discard cards that are untamed.
And discard. I did not know that part. That's part I definitely didn't know. Okay.
Yes. I have gotten a couple of rules wrong in the past. Let me see. I'm going to put my library right here. This just kind of marks the play field. So, but yes. So, like, if I have a handful of Shadows cards and only 1 Logos card, I might not want to declare Logos. But if I have a whole bunch of Logos creatures out, even if I have no cards in hand, I may still want to declare Logos, really not do anything. I can't get rid of any cards, but I can maybe do things with my creatures. Now, creatures can attack, but they're not attacking you. Like
they're just attacking other creatures. Straight up single damage, single health,
Straight up, yeah.
Cumulative damage, so it doesn't heal like in Magic or whatever. Yeah.
But now there is an armor symbol. Well, let me pull out a couple of cards.
Yeah, shield.
Because there are shields. Which
while you're pulling that up, I had a quick question.
Sure.
On the when you talk about activation, do I have to play a card that matches a faction for that to activate the cards that are in play that I want to use, or do I just have to declare it?
You just declare. So if I have these 2 creatures out, for example, I just say, all right, I'm going to go with Logos, and then he'll reap, and then he'll attack, and then I tap them to do that. And now
but you can do as many things with those cards. Like you could play something from that with that. So everything that has to. Gotcha. All right, that's awesome.
If I have artifacts,
I love it.
If I have artifacts, I have to tap them to use it. So each creature here is going to have a couple of things we're going to look at. First, the symbol. This is what house they are. And the artwork, and the artwork's great. There's a whole bunch of lore behind this game. I'm not going to go into that though, but there's a lot of lore that they've developed and everything, and it's pretty cool. Then you have the power. Power is both damage dealt as well as health. When they take damage, you're going to mark them with damage tokens, or we can just use tokens like this. Or dice, even. We can use dice. I got a bunch of D10s, and this is all placeholders. The core set is going to have the proper stuff for all of this. And the object of the game is you're going to try to forge keys. You forge keys by gaining amber. We're going to use these dice to mark amber gained, because once you have 6 amber, at the start of your turn, if you have 6 amber, you can forge a key. And to do that, we're just going to turn the die up to say that the key is forged. First player to forge 3 keys wins the game. It's as simple as that. As soon as you forge your 3rd key, done.
This is exciting.
All right. So the adventurer here is going to have 3 power. Now he's got an armor value here, which is nil. Some characters have a value in there. I think you actually have a few that have them in that deck. And then they're going to have some other keywords, like skirmish. When he fights, it's kind of like a ranged attack. He doesn't take any damage in return. And some creatures have a fight keyword. Their fight keyword can basically let you do something like draw a card or steal an amber from your opponent. But when you fight, you only get the fight keyword if you survive the fight. So if I fight and die, I don't get to trigger the fight keyword. Armor is basically health that's going to get healed every turn, so it just absorbs the first 1 or 2 or however many their armor value damages each turn.
Interesting. Okay. So you may have to remind me on a few of those small little things.
There's a lot of little keywords.
Little things.
Most of them do. For one, in the rulebook there will be a lexicon that is going to go over everything. But some of the most common ones are elusive, which means the first time you're attacked each turn, you get to just not suffer any damage from it. Skirmish is kind of the offensive version of that. When you attack, you don't take any damage in return. There's a couple other ones like poisonous, is if you deal damage to somebody, you just kill them regardless. So even if you're only a 1 attack creature.
Sweet.
This is a shadows creature. There's a play condition also, which is in bold. And so when you play them, so that's when they come into play.
Triggers when it comes into play.
And he also has that keyword elusive. Now he's only a 1. Right? So he's 1, he's going to come into play, he's going to steal 1. Some creatures have an ability called capture, and a capture means basically they will
steal your amber,
stuff, but it goes on them.
Oh, not in your area.
And then when you kill them, it goes back to you. So that's more, usually capture values are higher
Right.
Because you can get it back. Whereas if I
well, that can be considered sort of like if I needed to forge a key while it was on there, I had a threat. Do I need it on there, or do I have to have it in my?
No, you have to have it in your area.
Okay,
so
gotcha. Understood.
If you have 6,
okay.
If you gain 6, now forging a key is at the beginning of your turn. So if you gain 6, you're going to say check. In other words, that's telling me, hey, I'm about to forge a key.
Uno. It's
right.
Uno.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when it comes back to me, this is my last turn where I have a chance to stop you from forging a key. So I have, granted, if it's your 3rd key, now it's really my last turn.
Right.
But that's basically you're telling me I have an opportunity to stop you or slow you down. And I might play a card that stops you from forging a key. I might steal some of your stuff, or I might have somebody capture something.
Sure.
There's a lot of different things.
But just a heads up, yeah.
Yes. And also, there are things that modify the cost of a key. Like this guy right here. If he is on a flank, or which is on the outside.
So how you position your cards makes a difference.
Now you have to put them on the outside. So if I have these 2 out and I want to play this guy, he has to go either here or there. He can't go in between.
Wow, how interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So flanks do matter because there's a lot of things that reference flanks or adjacency.
Wow.
So
understood. Nice.
All right. Now, but yeah, when he is on a flank, each key is costing 1 less amber. So that applies to both of us. So that would mean the key cost is 5. There are some things that are going to reference the current cost of a key. By default, that is 6, but there are a few things that can manipulate that.
Okay.
Another thing we're going to talk about, here's an actions, and the action cards are basically like spells. You're going to play them, they go straight to your discard pile. Any card that has this amber symbol up here on the top, whenever you play that card, you're going to gain an amber. So you can play that card, even if it does nothing.
If it just has the amber symbol, as soon as you play it, you're going to gain an amber.
Some will have
pool.
2 or even 3 amber symbols. So some things are going to, like this one here. Like this one is going to gain you an amber, and then you can try to heal a creature. And if you do heal 3 damage off of a creature, you'll gain an extra amber. So there's all kinds of different things, and you have each card you kind of have to read them because they do a good job.
We'll just go ahead and roll through it, and I'm sure I have no idea, but we'll just walk through a step, and you just stop me on all my mistakes.
In some of my other videos, I had us each start with 3 amber because I had been taught it incorrectly at Gen Con by somebody else so I was having like third-hand teachings because the game had just come out, and I started playing it that way. But you don't actually start off with any
we'll just
amber.
play to forge 1 key. How about that?
We can do that just for a quick little demo. Absolutely.
I would play like 80 games with you, but
absolutely.
I'm here with a guest. So.
No problem. All right, so I'm going to shuffle. Now, just so to demonstrate, I will go ahead and go first. But now the first player is going to do something very interesting in that they're only going to play 1 card. So I instead of my 6.
That's the penalty for first player?
But the advantage is I draw 7 instead of 6.
Oh,
so
okay.
1, 2, 3,
so I draw
4,
5? Or do I draw yet?
Can I still draw 6?
I draw 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll draw 7. I get to play only 1 card. And
there's no mulligan in this.
You can mulligan, and then you'll just draw 1 less. So
and what do the mulligan cards do? Do they go on the bottom, or do I reshuffle?
You reshuffle and redraw everything. So there's always that chance you draw the exact same cards. All right, so I'm going to play. I'm going to declare Shadows. I'll play Smiling Ruth. She comes into play tapped.
Right.
And
do all cards come into play tapped, or is that
all cards come into play tapped?
I gotcha.
But then at the end of my turn
is
when I
untap or whatever.
Yeah, they come in and play Exhausted. We're going to use magic terms.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows what that means.
So now I'm done. It goes to you. At the beginning of your turn is your Forge a Key step. You don't have 6 amber, so you don't. But that's just there for the timing. Then you can declare one of the 3 houses. Actually, you can declare any house you want.
Right.
For example, if you were to gain control of an opponent's creature and you wanted to attack with it, but it was not one of the 3 that you had, you could just say, well, I'm going to declare Mars if you have a Martian.
Right.
And then you could do it. But that's one of the things, like if you don't have the thing that I have, but you've got something to take control, well, it's of limited benefit to you if you take something that doesn't mesh with your deck.
How interesting.
All right, so now it's your turn, so you can do...
Okay, then kind of declare.
You want to probably sort.
Now, if I have the action cards, though, they just... let me see my 3 houses. I've got Sanctum, Shadows, and Untamed.
That's correct.
I'm trying to see how powerful your person is. What is your ability on Reap?
All right. So Reap, there's 2 things that creatures can do. Generally, every creature can do is one is they can attack, but you can only attack if there's another creature. The other thing is Reap. Every creature has this ability, and this is your primary way to generate amber. As creatures reap, they just tap, and they gain you an amber.
Okay.
Now, and somebody who has a Reap keyword, that's something in addition to after they reap, they also get to do this.
Okay.
So even if they don't say reap, that everybody can still reap. So what Smiling Ruth's ability is, if I have forged a key this turn, when I reap with her, I can take control of an enemy flank creature. So that's one of those things that can take control of a creature. There are not too many of them that can do that, but she's very strong.
Okay, I'm gonna name the Sanctum.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to put this person into play here.
Okay, so they come into play tap.
Okay, they come into play tap. And it's a human knight.
Okay. He's got 4 power and 2 armor, so that means even if I were to attack you,
it would soak up. So I figured that was a halfway decent one.
That's good.
I'm going to ask you about a card. Not trying to reveal my hand, but you know the cards. So,
Sure.
So when would this be? Because I thought about playing this, but it's okay. So
no, this is perfect.
Okay, so I was thinking that this would be a trigger.
So here's what happens. So you're going to play this action. First thing that's going to happen is you're going to gain an amber for playing this card.
That's what I was looking
now, in any card that you play, you're going to do as much of it as you can. So if you had no creatures, you could still play this.
Okay.
That's my understanding right now. Again, the game hasn't come out yet. That
There's
may
be
amended.
You don't have to declare a target.
Right, right. So this is going to say choose a friendly creature to capture 2. So what you would do is you could play it. You'd gain an amber, then you would choose a friendly creature.
Go ahead. I'm just grabbing this.
Sure. Well, what we're doing is we're
going to use those. Okay, yeah, sure.
They are kind of gold. They
do
nice.
Look
like amber.
Okay, so there we go. I'm turning it this way. Yeah.
All right. So you've got 1.
And this is the creature.
Yeah, and he's going to capture 2. But since I don't have any, he doesn't actually capture 2.
Sure, gotcha.
But we did as much of it as we could.
But I still got an amber.
You still gained an amber, and now that goes to your discard.
Okay. Now, if you had amber, this would allow me to steal. Is capturing stealing?
You would capture it,
and put it on the creature.
Only capture and
on a
steal
friendly
are different.
creature. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Capture goes to the creature. Steal goes to you.
Gotcha.
Those are the keyword. That's the
now
difference.
Discard, and let me see if there's anything else I'd like to resolve because I can still do sanctum things. Okay, I guess I'll move to whatever my next step is.
Okay,
I'm not playing any more cards.
So you're going to untap, and then you're going to draw back up to 6.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I will draw 2 cards, and I pass the turn, I guess, as they say.
Now, there's one other thing we need to talk about,
and
that is chains. Now, it's not a big deal in the demo game.
Right. Something about powerful cards.
There are some cards that have the thing that says gain 1 chain, and it's also a mechanic that comes into the game, like for tournaments. One of the things they're looking at doing right now is like we may do a draft, or like there's all these decks. I want that deck. Maybe we'll bid chains for first choice of a deck. Like if I really like that deck and I want to play that deck in the tournament, maybe I'll bid. I'm going to start with 7 chains. But I want to pick first. So the more chains you have, basically, well, there's a chain marker. But what I do for right now is I put them on my deck. If I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains, right? Well, let's say I had 5. Every turn I'm going to draw 1 less card at the end, and then I'll remove a chain.
Okay.
So whenever I do that, I remove a chain. Now, beyond 7, like there's a chart. The more chains you get, the more less chains.
You're right. So less
if
cards
I get
you draw.
like from 7 to 14, I'll draw 2 less cards.
Gotcha.
And then above that,
yeah.
So chains are bad. Like
a balancing power of if you play a powerful card.
Exactly. And like certain more powerful decks might start with more chains. That's kind of one of the things that the QR code on the back of your card here. I believe they're going to looking into a database that you can scan this and like this deck is recommended to have a handicap of 4 chains.
Yeah, so
because every deck is procedurally generated, there's no duplicates, but they're not made by hand. So there could be some ultra powerful and some weaker decks as well.
Now, will chains actually be on some cards already though? Like,
yes, there's at least one that has that says that you gain a chain.
Understood.
So that would be in addition to any other chains you got. All right. So I'm going to go ahead.
So drawing up is my last turn. Now, what about this discarding thing? So like if I want to, if I had any sanctum, I could have discarded sanctum cards.
So for example, I have 3 logos cards, and if I really just don't like this card, I might discard it. I might say, all right, I'm going to declare logos. I'm going to play. Let's say I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll play the Spangler box, which is going to. Now, I don't have any Shadows cards in my hand right now. Just disclosure because it's a friendly teaching game.
Sure. Yeah,
I don't have any Shadows.
Not going to pound me into the ground. It's okay if you do. I don't care.
But I could declare Shadows just to reap with her and gain an amber.
Sure.
Right. But then again, if you do reap there, I see that you'll capture one of mine. So I wouldn't want to do that right now because I could just give it.
Are you
right
sure?
back to you.
I think that's a good play.
It
sure is. For me.
Actually, he doesn't have 2 because he didn't actually capture.
No. Yeah, no. But he gets 1 because I played amber. Oh, that's here.
Okay, you have it right there. All right, so I'm going to play the Spangler box, which is an artifact that I can, when it's untapped, I could use an action on it, which is another thing you can do to tap something if it says action, and I can basically put a creature in it. And remove them from the game. Purge is a keyword that says to basically remove them from the game entirely.
So items will stay into play until...
Yes, so at the top here it says artifact. There's different types of artifacts. Some artifacts are classified as items, others are classified as weapons. So artifacts basically stay in play, but they go behind your creatures. Right? That's just the placement. Just, kind of like lands and Magic.
All right.
So
that'll
come into play. I'll play Phase Shift. That says you may play 1 non-logos card this turn. So that kind of breaks a core rule of the game. I'll play that, and I'll play Way of the Bear. This is an upgrade. This is the only one I have in this.
Like an enchantment.
It's an enchantment. And I'm gonna put this on Smiling Ruth. And this is also gains me an amber.
Nice.
And it gives her an Assault 2 ability. So when I attack with her, she gets to also deal you 2 damage before she even attacks. And
we have an Inferno Titan on the board.
Yes.
Alert. No, okay.
And And then I will play Dr. Escotera, which is he's going to come into play tapped as well. And when I play him, I gain an amber for each forged key that my opponent has. Well, you don't have any forged keys yet, so I don't gain anything else for that. But he's a 4-power creature.
So
that's going to do it for me. I'll be done. I'll untap.
Okay. And you can't attack with this guy because you did not declare that.
Right.
No. Oh, no, that was playing a card from your hand. Understood.
So I can't do anything with her yet.
Okay.
But if I do Shadows next turn,
any discard part that you want to do?
If I had any Logos cards that I didn't want in my hand, I could discard them. But maybe there's one card that says deal 2 damage to all creatures. Well, maybe I don't want to use that because it's going to kill my own creature. But I want to make room in my hand to draw more cards, especially if there's a card. Once you know your deck, you're going to be fishing for cards.
Yeah.
So I'll be done. I'll draw back up to 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's pretty good. So just for the camera, I got 4 of these. So I'll have and the thing is, if you hold off on not doing one faction in particular for a while, you might get a power turn.
Yeah, that's true.
So it kind of self-balances itself.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. I'm just trying to read what my abilities do here. Do items come into play tapped and then get reset? Okay.
They do, yes. Every card or every permanent
comes into play tapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, creatures and artifacts, I think, are the only
Interesting. Okay. So
upgrades don't actually tap, so I don't think it matters with upgrades.
Here's the sad thing. I kind of want to capture an amber, but I wouldn't have as many plays.
Oh, I should know.
But do you not? Yeah, you had an amber. You played a card that.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so if I use this ability now, what cards let you actually produce an amber? Is there ones that say what's the ability?
No,
every creature has the ability.
Every creature can reap.
Okay.
And so if you were to declare Logos Sanctum, then that would give you the ability to play or discard any Sanctum cards. And also use your Sanctum cards that are out.
So I'm going to declare Sanctum again. Okay. I'm going to use this ability to capture.
Well, you're going to reap. Okay. So that gives you 1. So you're up to 2. Okay. And then since you reaped, you'll also capture 1.
Oh, it's built into it.
Everybody can reap. So then we'll put 1 on there. So he's captured 1 of mine.
I've captured 1.
Now, if I kill him someday, then
you'll get
this
back.
Right?
Okay. Now I'm going to play this feller. And he has a play ability when I can actually ready a neighbor and fight with him, which is my plan.
Exactly. Okay. Very good. So then you can choose 1 creature. Now she has elusive, so if you attack her, she'll take no damage.
Okay.
But this guy has power 4, which you could kill.
I would still be
and
alive.
You would only take 2 damage in return.
What is your ability from this enchantment?
When she attacks, before she attacks, she's going to deal 2 to the attacked enemy instantly. So if you do kill him,
you will get your amber back.
She could then be able to.
But I'm going to try to. I'm going to come on over.
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to fight your person for 4, so and I will take 2 damage.
Yes. And there's no fast effects in this game. There's no instance.
Right.
So everything happens 1 at a time. So one thing happens, pause. Another thing happens, pause. So there's no instance. All right. So you did that. And I think we're all set. So.
Let me see if there's anything.
Do you have anything else?
I'm actually going to discard one of those cards.
Okay.
It was a pretty good card, but not the way that.
You could play it.
Well, I could, but I'd rather discard it to get more cards of a different faction in my hand for next turn.
Right, but you could play it. There's no limit to how many cards you have in play.
What's that?
There's no limit to how many cards you have in play. That's an artifact, right?
Right.
So you can play that. It'll come into play tapped, and then you can use it some other turn.
I see what you're saying.
There's no disadvantage.
Right. Because it still reduces my hand by 1.
Still,
okay.
Yes.
So I will do that.
That'll come in probably behind your.
Yeah, I was thinking, am I going to use that? So you're right, because that does reduce my hand size.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem. Now Omni is a cool ability. I think this is the only card I have that has Omni. It's kind of rare, but that one, even if you declare Shadows, you can still use the potion because that one is able to be used independently of which house you've chosen.
Okay.
Sorry, so I'll begin. You'll untap everything.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it. Okay, so now does this have to go? Oh, this goes in the lower.
It kind of goes behind. Yeah, you want your creatures up front, and then everything else behind. So all right, so I'll begin.
I do have 2 damage on my guy, so you can shoot him with a laser.
Right, and I'll probably. But see, the thing is, you forced my hand because to do that, I would have to declare Shadows, and I happen to have a handful of these.
What a good strategy!
So
it makes you think.
Okay. So leaving yourself exposed isn't always as bad as it seems. Your opponent may you.
I feel like that there's you can actually become pretty versatile with your deck. How do I play this time, or how do I play against that?
So that's the idea of this game is that when Magic the Gathering was new, it was fun because you were just trying to learn how to play with all these basic cards until everybody started building perfect decks.
And everybody's net decking.
Yes, and with this you can't do that. There's no trading. Every deck has the unique name on the front and the back. It's on both sides. So I will go ahead and I'm not going to attack, and I will declare Untamed. and I'll play Lost in the Woods, choose 2 friendly creatures and 2 enemy creatures, and shuffle them into their owner's decks. So all these creatures are going back into their owner's decks. I will gain my 1 amber back from this guy.
Yeah,
he's leaving play.
How nice! I had such a good combo with him next time. That's okay.
That'll get shuffled in, and I gain 1 amber from that card, so I'll be up to 2, and then I'll play the Dust Pixie, who will come into play tapped. And she has no special abilities, but there's 2 amber on her, so that brings me up to 4.
Wow, what a nice one!
And I'll play Fog Bank.
Another
As an
amber.
action, your opponent can't use creatures to fight on their next turn.
Well.
And then for just the sake of gaining an amber, I'll play another Fog Bank. Your opponent can't use creatures to fight on their next turn. Same thing. So you really can't, but that's going to put me up to 6 amber.
So you want to check
I will say
it?
check.
So we'll see if you can.
And then I'll untap. And if you can't, this is your last chance
Yeah,
to stop
let's
me before
see.
I can forge
Let me
a key.
draw. I didn't draw up to.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you do that at the end of your turn.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. That's how we learn.
Okay, yeah, just getting used to the procedure. Let me just see if
still
there's
getting used to it.
anything. Well, I can kill your guy. Let me see what this does. I'm trying to see if there's any play abilities.
Sure.
I don't think there's anything I can do stuff, but let me just double check here. Okay, wait a second. Let me see if I have something if it fits, but it's not going to. Wait a second. Oh, it's an upgrade. Now, I had a card that lets me each time I play an artifact, I can steal an amber, but I don't have an art. I don't have an art. I have an item, but it's not an artifact.
Right. Well, no. No,
It's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, I thought, I had a way to
yeah.
stop you. Yeah. Okay. And then when I play this, I can kill your guy. Let me just tell this. Okay.
So now in a normal game, you play to 3 keys.
Sure.
not
Yeah.
just
I'm
one
just
key.
trying to
So
see
you
if there
would
was
still be able to.
Read
This
catch.
wouldn't
Okay.
be the end.
What does this guy do? Okay, no, that's if he's destroyed. Draw 2. Wow, that's a pretty good ability. Okay. You know what? I don't. What would this do for me? I don't think it would. But it just says.
Okay, so this is an interesting card, and there's one of these in each deck, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So if you play, the idea of this card is if I'm able to gain a whole lot of amber on my turn, and I'm afraid you have a card that's going to steal like half of my amber, and there's things that'll do that.
Right.
I'll play this on my turn. First off, remember key forging is you can only forge a key at the beginning of your turn.
Right.
So if I'm able to play like a couple of Dust Pixies and gain a whole bunch, I can play this. I lose 1 instantly, but then if I do, I may forge a key. So if I'm able to get 7,
Yes,
I
you
can
could
play
do it
this
immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one way to come from behind, surprise your opponent, and win the game. Like if you have 2 keys forged already, and you know your opponent's been holding a trump card to stop you from forging your last key, you can just be like surprised you don't get a chance to respond.
Okay, well, I can't do anything to stop you, but I'm still going to make my final play.
All right.
So I'm going to name the Shadows,
Okay.
and I'm going to bring this in to deal 2 damage to
Every creature.
every
in that
creature in
game's-
play.
All right.
And I get an amber.
And now, if you had creatures out still, you could sacrifice the potion of invulnerability
protect
first,
it, yeah.
and then you would protect your own
Oh, would I have to?
creatures.
Is that the timing order for that? I have to do that first to resolve.
Yes, yeah, and it's Omni, so you could do that even though you declared Shadows.
Gotcha. Okay, so I would do that beforehand, so like a sorcery. Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Let me just see. And so I'm going to play all my guys out just because I can. I will play. This guy has elusive skirmish. You explained.
Elusive and skirmish, so he's really hard to kill. So elusive means the first time I attack him, he's not going to take any damage. But if I attack him each turn, so that means if I want to kill him through attacking, I need to have 2 creatures attack him to one at a time.
Now, if I had to way to ready my person, this would be a great one to play because I can steal.
Reap and then steal 1. Absolutely.
That would have been great for me,
And
but
there is in that deck.
Right. I just didn't have it in my hand.
There
Yeah.
is an artifact
Cool.
in there that says the first creature for everybody that comes into play each turn comes into play ready. So that would have, if you had that would have done it. So that's
Okay, so I will just draw.
You'll draw back up to 6.
and then I'll let you go ahead and do the start of your turn.
So I'll
which
start my
is-
turn. I will forge a key because I have 6,
Right.
and boom.
And you won
that's
the
it.
game.
All right. Well,
Man,
thank you so much for playing.
Thanks for showing me how to do this.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
it's a fun
it.
game, and the thing is, these decks are only going to be $10. So
Yeah.
to buy into this game, it's not like I need to spend a couple $100 buying boxes of boosters to hope I get the cards that I want. You just buy 1 deck. You're good to play. Now there's going to be a starter that's I think $40 that is
Right.
going to have 2 set decks that are designed to teach you how to play,
Right.
and then 2 of the randomized unique decks.
Right.
As well.
Okay, so I'm gonna just put this up here, and I'm gonna be like, tell us your channel and your thing one more time.
So I am Tim, but I run a YouTube channel called Krabok. I also have a website, www.krabok.com, and I teach different board games as well as FFG, miniatures games, Star Wars stuff, and also any other kind of Star Wars related news as well. But primarily a lot of tabletop games, and the prettier they are, the better.
All right, I appreciate it. I'm going to put a link up. Subscribe to this guy. Thank you so much one more time. I appreciate it.
No problem.